night, and welcome to ChimeIn. Hey guys, we're excited to be with you tonight while we have our election watch party. We will be walking around, talking to people, enjoying the night, just having some conversation, giving you updates on the election, at least for the next hour. We know this is a night that the country has stopped, and we're all watching and waiting. And so I'm gonna just let our co-hosts go ahead and introduce themselves, and we'll talk a little bit about tonight.
Hi, my name is Andrea Caesar. Welcome to ChimeIn.
Hello, my name is Julius Caesar. Welcome to ChimeIn.
Hi, I'm Glenn Frazier. Welcome to ChimeIn.
Hey, and welcome to ChimeIn again. So, Julius, what are your thoughts about tonight?
Before I get into that, I think we should just go ahead and encourage everybody to share the live feed and get it out there. And including us up here, we could also share the live feed. But what I think of tonight, I think everybody in here is going for Biden. So I'm going to be for Trump tonight. I'm going for Trump. That's all I got to say. I'm going for Trump tonight.
Some things are just not funny.
Well, I could say this. I did not vote for Biden, but I voted against Trump. So here we go.
So in a way, Glenn is going for Trump because he's voted against him. So it's like Trump is in the mix someplace. So tonight, go ahead. I'm sorry. So tonight, anyone has any comment, please put your comment. Put your comment up. We'll talk about it. We'll converse. So we'll be here just chiming in and chatting tonight. Tonight is a relaxed night. We're going to all take it easy. We're going to have a drink, and we're going to count the votes and see who is going to be the winner tonight.
And don't forget to go ahead and share your live feed, like Julia said. You guys, please go ahead and share the live. Everybody in the audience, share the live. Welcome.
And all jokes aside, it is election night. I hope everybody went out and voted today. We are excited to find out the final outcome. It's been months and months of what I consider a lot of craziness. So I hope everybody gets the outcome that they want. I mean, it's going to have a win and a lose, and I hope we're on the winning side. So
it's funny that this is the first election that I talked to a lot of people, and we invited them out, and they were actually scared. They had some type of anticipation, that some kind of hesitation that they don't want to come out because they're scared of what's going to happen. And it's sad that you could come to this state in your country where it's election night. This is the United States of America, where you could come to the point in America where there's an election night and there's voting night and there's people that want to mix and mingle, but they're hesitant to come out. It's like what has this country gone to? Because I've never seen it like this before. And I've been here for numerous years. I wouldn't say how many years, but I've been here a few election years. But I've never seen it where you want to go out, but you're just hesitant to leave your house to go. That's a sad state when you get to that state.
It's a social unrest. I mean, everyone is talking about being careful. People are worried about your safety. So you really do need to be safe, be careful. And yeah, I mean, I think it's true. Organizations are boarding up their facilities because they're afraid of what potentially could happen after the election.
They actually boarded up the White House.
That was more than a board. That was a fortress.
There's never an election where I've seen where they just go around the White House and put up board and fence, and because of all the unrest that our president has caused at this time.
From New York to Chicago, it's all over the place. Businesses, Atlanta, businesses have just boarded up. And I think most of it is going to be unnecessary. We are a nation of laws. It's a lot of hype out there that if Trump loses, we're going to have all this unrest. And of course, the Republicans are preaching the scenario. If Biden loses, there's going to be all this unrest. I don't think we're going to have any unrest. We're a nation of laws. Anybody want to have some unrest? There's the National Guard. There's the police department. We'll quench all that soon. And as far as the argument that Trump made, that if he loses, he's not leaving office and all that, I think he will follow the law and,
No, he won't.
and leave quietly.
No, he won't.
I don't think
He's going to call the Proud Boys.
Well, there's no, I don't think there's any quiet leaving for Trump, right? I think that's his strategy to, the fear to scare people. There's a small percentage of Americans who are going to follow him and who are going to feed into that, but largely we're not feeding into that. And, you know, it's sad that you have people who are scared to come out tonight because of that, but we're going to have the election is going to be over, and we're going to have a win and a lose. And at the end of the day, you know, we have to deal with the results, you know.
It's going to be a long time before we have the actual winners and losers. Probably around 1 or 2 a.m. Tomorrow morning, we'll actually figure out who the winner and loser is. I think right now, Biden has 3 electoral votes and Trump has 11. So for now, Trump is in the lead. I'm sure he's celebrating somewhere. He's popping bottles right now because he's in the lead. And then if he's in the lead for this short period of time, it's a victory for him. He's probably partying right now.
I remember 4 years ago, I watched up until it was maybe 12, 1 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, Hillary's in the lead. Let's go. I went to sleep.
You woke up?
I woke up, Trump won the election. That was like, I think that was surprising to everyone that they went to sleep and woke up and Trump was the president.
It was surprising.
It was unbelievable.
To me.
Yeah.
Because when I woke up, I thought I was in a nightmare. I literally thought, no, I'm having a nightmare. Let me go ahead and finish sleep. And when I wake up, you know, I'll get a different result. But reality was Trump did win.
And I'm not sure if you guys heard about the bus that was in Texas, that the Republicans, they were doing a demonstration, so they tried to run the bus off the road.
Yeah, they ran it. They tried to run the campaign, the Democratic campaign bus off the road. That's unfortunate. You know, that shows you that on one side you actually have fanatics.
Yeah.
You know, on one side that some people are just staunch, Republican, American, and they feel like, they're going to do whatever to win, whether it's intimidate, cheat, steal, they're going to do whatever.
Well, long gone are the days where we had opposite sides and opponents, and presidents would run, and at the end of the day, after one lose and one win, the loser will just say, you know what, I'll concede, and I will be happy to help the winner leading in any way going forward. Now, in politics in America, it's almost like in a third world country now, where you have political opponents that's not so much the opponents, because I think Biden and Trump will be fine, but the people who follow them, they look at each other as enemies. It's like us against them, and it's Republicans versus Democrats, and it's almost like they're at war with each other, and it shouldn't be like that. After all, at the end of the day, we're all Americans, and we all should come together after each election, because that's how it should be.
You sound like Biden, even though you were saying you were following Trump tonight.
I'm not saying I'm following Trump. I said I am for Trump tonight, because I'm in a room full of Biden people who are for Biden, so I figure I'll be for Trump tonight.
So I'm going to ask Glenn. So we're watching with you guys out there. We're also watching the stats. Glenn has a better view than we do. So he can absolutely tell us. Oh, yeah. So you guys, don't forget to send your comments and your questions. No questions, please, but comments. Just kidding. And just like last Tuesday, right here, we'll have those questions coming right through, and one of us will be able to share your comments. So feel free to go ahead and send those out to us. Glenn, you want to tell us what the stats are right now?
Right now, what are they showing? Texas, 58% for Biden, 40.3% for Trump.
That's awesome.
And as far as the electoral count goes, Biden is up 30, he has 30, and Trump has 26. So right now, Biden is in the lead. We'll see how long that lasts. Right now, Trump is pouring out champagne. He's actually pouring it down the toilet. We'll see what happens in the end, but this is going to go back and forth all night.
That's a bacchanal.
Celeste, I think you are secretly a Trump fan now. Come on now, I need some help and some backup here. You supporting Trump tonight too, right, Celeste?
Celeste says she's supporting Rum 2020, not Trump.
She dropped
Some things just don't require a response, you guys. Come on. If you know me, you know.
So, literally now, Andrea, who do you think is going to win tonight? And why?
I want Biden to win. And I don't want Trump to win.
And why? Why? Why do you want
I think if Biden win, there's a lot of on nerves right now, and there's a lot of people, and the way Trump run the country, he has a Hitler mentality. And I think for everyone to get along, Trump, there's a division in the country right now. There's a black and white race right now. And I think Trump is on the extreme, and US of A, this is America. Everyone look to America. Everyone come to America. They look to America as this great country. And a lot of country right now look at America as a joke, because this Trump make us look like we are puppets. He lies about everything. You could catch him in a lie, he'll turn it around and said, you know, my tongue slipped, that's not what I wanted to say. And he is not that person who you know that's gonna be for the country. He's gonna be for his friends and everyone else around, like Putin and everyone else. So I think if Biden win the election, we as a nation, as a better outcome with insurance, the elderly, it's just on a whole, I think if Biden win the country, the country win the election, the country will be better for every one of us. So it's like whoever went out and voted, you did the right thing. And whoever you vote for, as long as you vote, your vote will count. So that's the main thing.
So Christina Perez says, God, please help us to reclaim our nation. Go Biden. Yay. Thanks, Christina, for your comment.
So Julius, seriously, who did you vote for and why? Who do you want to win?
Well, I voted for Biden before I was going for Trump tonight, but I did early absentee ballot voting. So I voted for Biden.
So your vote might not count, is what you're saying?
No, my vote's going to count because I had the sense to go online and check to make sure that they receive my ballot, and my ballot should count.
Okay.
If it doesn't count, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Georgia is going to be sued if my vote didn't count.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm going to go to town on the Secretary of State.
Well,
okay. Somebody going to answer to me.
Well, good luck with that.
Okay, good luck. Good luck.
So Billy Mitchell, remember, at our last show, talked about how important our vote always counts.
Yeah.
So remember those comments, you guys. We heard it from our Georgia representative last week. So anyone who questioned that, was concerned about that, the only choice there is to vote. So Christina also says the electoral votes are 30 Biden and 26 Trump.
All right, so we're moving up there. We're getting up there.
Woo, we're getting there.
You know?
But I really do think all the absentee ballots would count in Georgia. Once they show that it's been received, on a serious note, they all should count, and I have no fear that mine would count along with everybody else's.
True.
Now, there are some states where they said your ballot has to be in by election day, which is today. So if somebody sent in the absentee ballot late and it gets there tomorrow, those will not count per state law, and rightfully so.
And I think that's another way for Trump to do voter suppression. If your ballot is stamped on before the day of election, there's no reason why your ballot should not count, as long as it's post-dated before the election. And that's another way of Trump trying to manipulate the system.
Well, I don't agree on that one, because some states have the law saying as long as it's postmarked by election day, it will count up to 9 days after.
Well, that's what they said initially. Then
Yeah.
they came back and they tried to change. You had the Republicans filing lawsuits, trying to make them change the laws, and that's another part of voter suppression. So that makes you wonder, why is the Republican Party filing all these lawsuits? Why are they the only party that have an issue with absentee ballots and mail-in ballots?
I will answer that and tell you why. Because Trump advised all his supporters to go out and vote on election day. And Biden informed all his people to go in and vote early and vote by absentee ballot because of COVID. So the majority of those absentee ballots is going to be coming in on the part of the Democrats. So hence the reason why Trump is trying to suppress those and get them out. But if the law says, and I think it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court agreed, the state law said you could count it after election day up to this date as long as it's postmarked, and that's what's going to happen. But for the states that had a law saying, hey, if it's not in by the 3rd, it doesn't count, I totally agree. If that's what the state law says, that's what it should be. The Democrats shouldn't be trying to change that in midstream saying, well, we think we should have a bly on this, we should be able to count it. No, the state's law says it has to be in by the 3rd, so be it. We are a nation of laws, we need to follow the law.
But Trump doesn't follow any law.
Yes, he does.
You're talking about we're a nation of law. Trump, there's not one law that Trump follows.
Yes, he does.
Name one.
Yes, he does.
Which one?
He follows every law except for the fact
He break every one. In the middle,
No.
in the middle, he'll say I'm following the law, and in the middle he'll break it and say I didn't do it. It's a lie.
Trump has followed all laws. He asked these guys to go ahead and throw tear gas and clear the street so I could go take a photo in front of the church. He just kindly asked them. He didn't command them, but he asked them to clear the street, and they cleared the street. You know, and his argument was, I didn't force these people to clear the street.
He's a
I mean,
president.
there was peaceful protesters out there, and that should not have happened. But
So
he just had to put in a request.
So we have to agree that he's pushed the envelope for the last 4 years.
God, yes.
Every single time he's pushed
Overboard.
the envelope,
Overboard.
right? So, you know.
And I think it's sad and it's funny at the same time that there's so many people out there that will listen. If Trump said jump, they will jump. They will want to know how high. And it's funny that they will actually do whatever he say. And
well, they did a poll and they showed that the Republicans are not interested or even they don't care about his character. All they're interested in is the economy. And the economy is doing well, and it's going to continue to do well under Trump, so they're going to vote for him no matter what his character is. Now, on the Democratic side, it's not just the economy. We have more than one issue. We have the economy, we have COVID, and we have the civil unrest because of the inequality.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of differences. For Republicans, it's all about money. It's all about the economy. And as long as the economy is thriving, they want to keep that wheel going.
Right? I'm going to give President Barack Obama some credit at this point because, believe you me, when Trump came into office, unemployment was 17% when Barack Obama went into office. When he left office, it was down to like maybe 5-point-some%. When Trump got into office, basically he inherited a good economy.
A great economy, great stock market, and it just continued thriving. That's all it was.
What did he do other than give his...
He took credit from day one for an economy that had been thriving after Obama. He got the banks, the auto industry, he bailed all of those out, and he made the economy thrive. So after that, you know, it just continued thriving. The economy, it has never looked back since then.
Well, they said Michigan is in play, and it may go Democratic this year. It may go back to Trump again. If I'm Biden and those auto workers that I bailed out, that I saved the auto industry in Detroit and Michigan, and if they go back and put Trump in there again, or if Trump wins Michigan and Biden wins the presidency, well, guess what? I will remember who my friends are if I was Biden when I got elected. Because Biden and Obama did so much for Michigan, but yet they went and voted for Trump the last time around.
But I don't think Biden is like that to remember who voted for him and then go back and said, like Trump was like, look at New York. Well, they wanted this, I give it to them. They wanted this, I give it to them. Now they're turning their back at me.
Well, in 2016, I don't think it was a vote for Trump for a lot of people. It was a vote against Hillary.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that was where the issues were.
Yeah.
It was, you know, before Trump got the nominee, they had everything bad to say about him, but as soon as he got that nominee, every Republican got behind him. Once he got nominated, he was their candidate. everybody didn't get behind Hillary. Once Bernie, his followers never voted for Hillary. They never got behind Hillary. So that's why she didn't get the support that she needed.
It all comes back to leadership. So if Bernie supporters did not get behind Hillary, we have to point the finger at Bernie, because Bernie was leading that crew.
Yeah.
And if Bernie had directed them and was all in 100% behind Hillary, Bernie would have got his followers to follow along, and Hillary would have been president for the last 4 years. And more than likely, she would have done a wonderful job or a horrible job, and we'd be voting her out now. So who knows? The bottom line is Trump was the president, and he blew it. He had a golden opportunity, and he blew it. And a lot of people, like you three, are saying, hey, Biden is going to win tonight, and you're for Biden winning tonight, but I'm for Trump.
We're gonna kick Julius off this panel in a minute.
Somebody catch him down there, because he's gonna get rolled down the stairs.
Yeah.
We have some people in the audience, and I know later on they have some comments and they want to talk about who they voted for and what they think and who they think is gonna win. So in a minute, you guys will hear from them. They're drinking rum punch and.
Right now, Biden is leading Michigan 58% to 39%. So let's hope that trend continues, and hopefully we finish off strong. Because if we win Michigan, hopefully Georgia and Florida, that will be the icing on the cake. Because if we could turn Georgia and Florida to blue states, then that will be historical.
Well,
yes.
Do you really believe that Georgia is going to turn blue tonight?
It might it might at least be purple.
It's going to be a color in between.
So,
there's a color in between.
Listen, we have faith. We have faith.
I think we have a better chance of turning Florida blue than Georgia blue.
No, I don't think so.
I agree with you.
I don't think so.
I can agree with that, because in Florida, in the largest counties, right, you have a large Caribbean population. You have, in Dade County, you have a large Hispanic population, which traditionally has been Republican, but you have a lot of second and third generation Hispanics who didn't come from Cuba or Venezuela, where they had communism and socialism, to, they're now turning Democrat and changing parties, right? And then in Broward County, you have a large Caribbean population, which is largely Jamaican, which they're backing Kamala Harris, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think tonight we could turn Florida.
I think it's a very distinct possibility Florida is going to go for Biden tonight. I really believe that. As far as Georgia goes, I'm on the fence on that one. I just don't. If it happens, I'll be very surprised if Georgia turns blue.
I think there was a poll that says Trump is 51 and Biden is 49 in Georgia. Hopefully, they will switch up a little bit, and Biden will end up getting Georgia. Hopefully.
Well, let's hope African American men went out and voted today.
They did.
If they did not, if it was only African American women who went out and voted, Biden's in trouble.
I think all their wives, their girlfriend, they get them to go out. They bribe them with something, anything at all.
Remember, who do we have? One of our guests said, don't just take your husband, take your ex-boyfriend, your last boyfriend, your brother, everyone. Right.
Yeah.
So Christina Perez says, to please kick Julius off the panel since he's with Trump. No, we accept everyone right here.
I didn't say I'm with Trump. I said I am for Trump. I am for Trump.
He's the controversy on this panel today.
Take the T and the P off. He for rum. He ain't for no Trump. He for
That's
rum.
That's what he
here.
So Celeste, what are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win the election?
Oh, we talked about this last night, right? Who do I think is going to win, or who do I want to win?
Who do you think is going to win?
I think Biden is going to win.
And why?
Because I think that the country as a whole is looking for change, needs change. I think that the numbers of people that have come out to vote is astonishing. Early voting has been record-breaking. I mean, understandably, I think we expected that with COVID, and we're glad that people came out early, and there's even a consciousness about voting, today. And there were still a lot of people voting today. And I really do, I believe it. And I think we need it. And I've prayed for it. And what I pray for, I get. So, I do. I honestly do think that the country's looking for a change.
So what do you think if Trump win the election? What do you think this country is going to be in the next 4 years if Trump do win?
Andrew just asked you.
Well, I think it's going to be more of the same and probably even worse because his last 4 years, his first 4 years, he's pushed the envelope. He's did whatever he wanted to do. He's done whatever he wanted to do. So now, the next 4 years, his last 4 years, he's going to just...
Because he's not looking for a re-election.
Take advantage of it.
He's not looking for a re-election.
Yeah. So he's going all the way. I mean... Yeah.
So you say he's not looking for a re-election. So is there any chance that...
No. No to that. No. Based on the Constitution, no, he cannot be the president more than 8 years.
But he will try.
Well, he would love to do that, but
with his personality, he will try. He will try with his personality.
We're still a nation of laws. He'll fail. And Glenn, who do you want to win tonight? Who you think will win tonight? Not who you want. Who you think will win tonight? And
no, let's say I would like for Biden and Harris to win. Mm-hmm. I would like for them to win. I hope that they win. That's the horse that I'm backing. But we've seen Trump do a lot of things over the last few years. We've heard, a lot of things coming from him talking about, on election night, he's going to declare himself the winner and then he's going to let the court settle it. So I'm just afraid that we're going to end up in court and he's going to steal the election.
Yeah.
Bush did it years ago. Yeah. So my fear is that we go through the same thing and then he's president for another 4 years.
But Bush had a horse in the race, 12 years ago because his brother was the governor of Florida and had a Republican Secretary of State. And they went ahead and said, okay, even though we could see this person voted for Gore, there was a hanging chad. It wasn't broken off, so that one doesn't count. Well, where I'm from, that's the Crocker blank.
Of course. And just like they were Republican governors and Secretary of States then, they're still in place now.
And the Supreme Court was heavily Republican.
And so it is now.
Which made it possible for...
So he's put everybody in place to do that. He's put everybody in place for that.
With that being said, I think with everybody that Trump has in place, especially on the Supreme Court, if in fact he does win, I personally don't believe he'll keep the office because I think the Senate is going to turn to Democrats. And the Congress is already, the House is already in Democratic hands.
Well, we're hoping for a full sweep.
As long as the Senate is flipped, this time around, Trump wouldn't have his Republican friends to say, no witnesses when he's impeached. They'll be able to call witnesses and he won't be president for long. So I firmly believe that chances are, one way or another, he's going to be out of office. That being said, I'm for Trump tonight.
Right. So some of our guests have commented about your question. So Kazi B says that Biden should win as we need compassion and unity, and right now he is the only one who can do both of those things. And also Biden's last chance based on his age.
That's Kazi. Kazi is in the house.
And then also, Kazi says that Trump is trying to stay out of jail by being reelected.
And that is
which is
definitely true.
Very true.
That is very true.
We will get Kazi to elaborate on that some more in a few minutes.
Yeah.
That is definitely a fact.
And then,
at this point in time, I think the DA in New York is waiting for Trump to be out of office to go ahead and arrest him, because I think there's several places that probably wants to get their hands on Trump.
And so that's similar to, so Sophia de Esperience, who has been our guest and been involved in ChimeIn, she says if Trump was to win, we have duty to go out in 2 years and Senate and Congress block him at every angle. So similar to what Julius was saying. Thanks, guys.
It's funny that this election is going to be one that everyone will remember. Some way, somehow, it's going to leave that impression in you. We went out of town in Tennessee, and I've never seen. I've been, as I said before, I've been in Georgia for so many years, and I guess you got to go to the country to see parades, and there were Trump followers all over down the street blowing horns. I've never seen a parade in America before, so that was the first time. But I guess you have to go in the country to see all of that. So it's going to leave some impression in you. You're going to leave this election. Trump is going to leave his mark, and I think that's one of the main thing that he want to do, saying, when I leave here, everyone will remember me.
Yeah, he definitely has made his legacy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
yes, he did.
it's not just Trump. We were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and yes, there was a slew of cars doing a Trump rally, waving flags, the American flag, the blue flag, which is another, it replaced the Confederate flag, but they were waving all these flags and blowing their horns and supporting Trump. Yeah, and that's all fine and good. But then I went to California over the weekend, and guess what? Biden had folks out there doing a rally. There were several cars lined up waving American flags, had signs out saying Biden-Harris. So it's just not Trump folks having rallies. Biden folks is having rallies too. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any rallies in Georgia, but we haven't seen any. Doesn't mean they're not having some in South Georgia and North Georgia. I just haven't seen any in Metro Atlanta.
So Brent Bennett says this will be very close. We have a lot of people who won't say much but vote for Trump. For some reason, people in the U.S. place their highest priority on economy. Everyone else is secondary. That more than anything else makes me nervous as a Biden supporter.
And that's what Glenn was saying. The Republican, they are more about the economic. And as long as Trump is doing that, they are good. Everything else, they just oversees everything else that goes along with Trump.
So to add to that, to what Brenda's saying, you know, we think that it's a black and white issue. It's not a black and white issue. It's a rich and poor issue. Republicans are for the rich, and that's all it is. It's about the money, right? And it just so happens that as a black community, we're on the other end, right? So it's all about the money. At the end of the day, it's about green. The dollars is where everybody wants to go. Okay.
But Brent is concerned about secret supporters also, right?
Oh, God,
You're going to have those. But let me piggyback on that, Glenn. Every single time we've had a Democratic president, they have left a surplus when they left office. Clinton left a surplus. You know what Bush did with the surplus? He took the surplus and he gave the rich a tax break.
Yes.
He said, hey, rich, we got a surplus here. Guess what? I'm going to cut your taxes and we're going to, you know, distribute it back to the rich.
Because it's all about increasing that gap.
The gap, between the rich and poor.
You know, the abortion issue is all about increasing that gap. If you stop abortion, you stop young, poor blacks who were going to have abortions from having abortions, and now they have kids, and now you've increased that gap, that poverty gap, because you're adding to it, and that's all it's about.
I think when Clinton left office, instead of leaving $355 billion or whatever it was surplus there, he should have said, you know what, we've been robbing Social Security for years, taking loans from it that we have not paid back, and we have Social Security almost insolvent. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this surplus, I'm going to deposit it into the Social Security account, and it's gone.
And Bush would have just taken it back.
It's very possible, but he would have had to get Congress and the Senate to agree to do that. He couldn't just do it on his own. And when Obama left office, same thing. He left a surplus. What did Mr. Trump do with it? He took the surplus. He said, Rich, we're going to give you a tax break. And we're going to trick the average citizen into thinking they're getting a tax break too. So he gave us, what, a tax break for like 3 years, whereas the rich got it forever.
Yes.
I mean,
so in another few years, the middle class is going to feel that.
Our tax is going to go back to where it was, whereas the rich is going to stay at the level that he took it to.
Trisha Williams agrees with you. She says Trump inherited the Obama surplus.
Yes, indeed. And spent it by giving the rich a tax break.
So she also says, Trisha says that people fall in love with the Trump hype, because they are so underinformed. Their arguments lack substance based on lies. How can anyone truly support him?
But if you notice, most of Trump followers are uneducated black and white males. Most of their followers. We came in contact with this guy, and his whole premises was like, I'm gonna vote for Trump. I'm gonna vote for Trump. He gave me $1,200. I haven't got $1,200 from no presidents before. And he was so excited that Trump actually gave him $1,200, and no other president ever gave him $1,200. But if he had, and I think what Trump did is more of a brainwash than anything else. He signed that check. He put his name on it.
Put his name on it.
So you think you're getting a check from Trump. You did not get a check from Trump. It's your money. You're getting back your money that you put into Social Security and pay taxes.
And they're going to just take it back next year.
Next year when they finally come tax you, like, all of a sudden your tax went up. You're like, why did my tax went up?
But Trump gave it to your taxes. Yeah. Trump does it.
Well, the next time I pay my taxes, I'm just sending him $750. That's it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sending the IRS a check for $750. That's it.
That's all Trump paid was $750. I could pay $750 too.
Okay, what's the poll say?
Right now, Ohio, 54% Biden, 44% Trump.
And on the electoral map, Biden still has 30, and Trump has 42. So some of those red states are coming in, and Trump is happy again. He's pouring another drink.
Yeah.
But folks, what we're gonna do is, this is a watch party. We're gonna go ahead and take a break and come back to the stats as far as what the electoral colleges are. But we're gonna go ahead and literally start a party in here. We're gonna play some soca music, and we're gonna go ahead and have a little party in here, and we're gonna come back to the stats.
Please keep your comments coming, and we'll make sure to share them.
We're still gonna be live, so stay tuned.
Yeah, send some questions. We want to hear what you got to say.
Hopefully our DJ is putting on some music for us.
How you doing, man? What's up, man? Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? You good?
Hey, you ready to talk about politics?
How you doing?
What up, man?
Hey, Mom.
How are you?
I'm good.
Girl, what's up? I like you because I want to come up my bed. That's what I'm talking. You're good. What's up?
Yeah, man.
Hi.
How you doing?
I made you vegan food.
Huh?
I made you vegan.
You made me vegan food?
Yeah.
You make some vegan lobster? How you doing?
Yo. These are vegan? These are vegan? But thanks.
Listen, Miss, let's got a secret love up here.
Yeah, there's some pictures. Where's that?
Is it going to be carnival?
Oh, that's okay.
We're going virtual. But we're going to have some little parties.
It's carnival time.
No, that's our carnival time, but they're doing virtual. But listen, we're going to have some activities. Yeah.
They're not going to be there. And y'all got nice beaches, right?
Where's
We ain't got no Barbados beaches.
No, because you was in the house before. I'm like, what's in the house before? Where do you want to make stuff like this?
The pool is for at night. You know what I'm saying?
Beach at night.
Not really.
Oh, man, you want to go to Barbados?
How you doing?
Over here, over here.
Somebody just want
How you doing? I heard so much about you. All your life.
That's what life? Oh.
All your life. Okay, bye. All your mics are on so they can hear all of our conversations. My conversation was one of those You can't put in my volume?
Hello, we're back, folks. We are back live. We're just going to ask some people in the audience here questions about this election and what they think. So we're going to start out with Kester. Kester, who you think is going to win the election and why?
I can't say right now. It's a little early to call, but you know, I'm just gonna kind of, monitor and see what's going on. Hopefully, the best president win.
You are truly a politician. Who knew that Kester was a politician? Dog, come help me out here. Who do you come over here? Come over here. Who do you think is gonna win the election and why?
I think, like Esther said, the best person should win. If you're a person of you want the country to get back together financially, I think Trump will do a better job. As far as morals and values of how to treat people and stuff like that, I think Biden have the upper hand. So depending on the type of person you are, depending on what you want, if you're going for more values and more how to treat people, because honestly, I look at both policies, and I think Trump have a better policy. But who's to say? The better man win.
All right. So basically, Kester is running for president and you're running for vice president. Two politicians out here. So Kazi B, help us out.
Well, I think Biden should win. As I said before, based on his age, he's been in politics for so long. For someone who, can lose his wife, 2 kids, and still have compassion and want to be there for people, that's the type of person we need for the next 4 years. We've already had 4 years of crap. Do we want another 4 years of crap? No. I think people just want to unite everyone together. There's so much unrest in the world. It's not just here. I know Americans think that America is the world, but I'm international and I'm looking in and I'm seeing. But I really think Biden should win. He's the best person for the job. And, turn Georgia blue.
Well, tell us how you really feel, girl. Now that's what we're talking about. Somebody who's gonna come up and express how they truly, really feel. Sophie, you gonna tell us how you feel?
Look into that camera. You got my good side? I mean, if we're going to do this, we got to do it right? Bottom line is, Biden is the all-around better candidate. Like Cassie said, he has his years in politics, so he's professional. He knows foreign policy. He also knows business and how to manage a country. Because you have borrowed money, failed at a couple businesses, rob and steal from people, doesn't make you a good, qualified president. He can contradict a verb. I get a little drunk, I might not get it right. So we got to stay clear. So when we think about voting, it's more than just morals that Biden is bringing to the table. This country is now the laughingstock of the world, and we need to clean that up. We used to be a world leader, and we have to now step up and show people what America really is made of. So when you vote for a Biden, trust me, it's a well-educated and thought-out vote. A Trump is a spectacle. He's very entertaining. Trust me, I laugh really hard when he's doing whatever he does when he gets on TV. But when you come down to it, I have my children, my future grandchildren to worry and be concerned about. So I can't play with my vote. And it can't all come down to the bottom line of $1. Trump don't know what to do with one. So we got to get real clear when we think about, oh, he's a businessman. What kind of businessman really is he? That's my piece.
Rah, 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 rah. That was very interesting and enlightening. Personally, I believe Biden overall has a good chance of winning. But like I said tonight, I am for Trump. Is anybody else in here for Trump? I have one other person in here for Trump. Would you like to say why you're for Trump? All right. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna read off where we at stat wise. Biden still has 30 electoral votes, and Trump has 42. Trump is still in the lead, but we'll see where that goes. We're gonna monitor that closely all night and see where it goes. So I have a question. Is there any call-ins or anybody has any questions online that we want to go ahead and ask? So we have one comment. Andrea is bringing it in here for me. The comment from Missy is, he invites violence through his rhetoric and has the nerve to put a barrier around the White House. Go figure. Missy, I'm for Trump tonight, but I tend to agree with you on that one. Yeah, I have no problem agreeing with you on that one, Missy, because that right there is crazy. Besides all the barriers, everything that we have, I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think they'll all come down tomorrow, and I think we're going to have a peaceful transition. Does everybody agree with me that we're going to have a peaceful transition? Anybody think we're going to have a bad? You're going to have to come down here and talk because the camera is right here. Andrea has a comment as far as the transition goes.
With Trump demeanor and all the rhetoric and all the Proud Boys and everyone out there, he might say, get on the mic and say, you know what, I don't have a problem. I don't want any riot or anything. But he instilled in everyone, he said, stand by, Proud Boys. So he, in a way, he set them up and said, wait until this is done. We could do what we need to do then. I don't think there would be a peaceful transfer of power if Biden win. So if Trump win. There's a lot of people out there buying guns. I've never seen so many people out there buying guns like that before. It's crazy. And maybe they know something that I don't know. So anyone know what they know?
People been buying guns for a long time. And people have been buying guns for a long time. Mostly Caucasians has been buying more guns. In fact, when they buy guns, they buy lots of guns and they buy bullets by the case. Black folks really recently started buying guns, and when we buy guns, they told us, sorry, we're out of bullets. You could only get 7 or 8. So, yeah, we recently started buying guns, but again, I am telling you folks, this is a nation of laws, and we do have the National Guard and the police department to take care of anybody coming out here trying to cause problems. So I don't foresee that happening. I foresee a smooth transition of power. I really do. Mr. Lawrence, where you at? Could I get you to respond to who you think will win the election and why? By the way, folks, we are here live in Caribbeanlifetv studio, and Mr. Lawrence is going to let us know who he thinks is going to win the election or who should win the election and why.
I think Biden is going to win. And why? Because he's supposed to win. Listen, I think that Trump had his 4 years. He did his thing. He revealed who he was. He did everything that he was supposed to do. And it's time for us to regain control of the White House. Because once we do that, it shows that this country, when he was in office, it shows the other side, and we need to reclaim that. We need to reclaim that. I ain't going to say no more.
Well, at the end of the night, we decided to have this watch party tonight. It's just a few of us here. We're going to be eating and drinking and watching the results come out. We're probably not going to be here till 2 in the morning when we'll probably find out who the winner is. But we're going to be here enjoying themselves. Glenn,
Come on, join us. We're going to have to get some last words from each of us. Who wants to go first? Andrew, you want to go first? No, you don't. Glenn, you don't want to go first. What?
So I just want to thank everybody again for being out there and watching the first part of this with us, and just encourage people to, again, be safe, because what we talked about is we know that there's a lot of concerns, so just be safe while you're out there, and let's keep the faith.
As Celeste said before, everyone be safe out there. There's a lot of people out there who did not want to leave their house because of the everything that Trump put out there in the environment, and everyone is scared. Everyone has a gun, and everyone's sitting at their door with a gun, waiting to see who's going to bust in their house. So hopefully, Trump will win, and yeah, I'm a Trump. I'm a Trump. I'm a Trump. But Trump is not going to win. Hopefully, Trump is not going to win, but hopefully Biden will win, and at the end of the day, this country will be a better country for all of us, and we don't have that all that riot and everything else to look forward to with Trump, and we'll have a better United States of America to live in, and to for all our ancestors, our young kids that's growing up, and everyone.
So I know everybody's on edge. Everybody's anxiety level is way high tonight. It's over 100. All I can say is hope for the best and wish for the best, right? So by tomorrow morning, we'll know who the president is. Hopefully, it's our pick. Hopefully, we'll sleep better tomorrow night, right? Join the live. Let's do this.
Well, like I said to everybody tonight, I know everybody in here is for Biden to win, and I am for Trump. I said I was for Trump, right? I am for Trump to lose. So we got a win-win situation in here tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to you so you can wrap up.
Okay, guys, so we look forward to seeing you next week on Chime In, 8 to 9. Make sure you join us. Make sure you share. Talk to you soon. Good night.